Oh shit! Come on, give me a kiss.
People love my blowjob face.
It's a dictionary of dicks. What's wrong with this?
And mostly when I play, I'm like, I'm blowing shit up.
We have a self-jerking machine.
That's hot.
Aw, Mario, stop touching me. I'm your brother Luigi.
Pre-recorded live from across these great United States. Sometimes you like to play with other things, but let's play with ourselves.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to another tasty episode of Let's Play with Ourselves. I am the Pixie, and over there, in the other part of the United States, is my friend Paul. Hello, Paul.
America, I love you.
Oh, me too. I mean, if she wasn't here, we would just be living on land.
Lady Liberty, I'm gonna make babies in you.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
What? There's nothing disgusting about liberty and liberty babies. Hi.
Hi, I'm Paul. I want to make liberty babies. I want the liberty. I'm gonna take the liberty to make babies.
Wow, you're gonna violate someone?
No,
That's
you're the one. Anyway, what's new with you?
Oh, I was like, I wrote something down, and you asked me, and then I got shy, and I was gonna run away.
Paul, it's all good. Come here.
Oh.
Don't be shy.
I was gonna say, you gonna feed me some nuts?
Did you want some? I do have some.
What kind of nuts?
Do you like cashews?
Yes, they are my favorite nuts.
I know cashews are the best ever. Do you ever get those, like... Whatever, I won't give a crap if we're deviating.
I thought you meant that about me. You're like, do you ever get these kind of... I don't give a fuck if you get those nuts. I'm like, whoa,
I don't give
how did that turn?
Fuck if you like Brazilian nuts, because those things are gross. But... No, like, do you ever get those catalogs around Christmas time? They'll be like, I don't know, figgies or something? And they got, like, you can buy those boxes, like, sausages and cheese and stuff. You ever get those?
I've never gotten those, but I've seen people get those. And that's interesting, because we have a question later on that has to do with the holidays.
Oh, yeah,
we'll get to that later. But, there are two things, like, those I've always seen and been like, oh, I wanted that. And when I was a kid, like, people would get soap on a rope.
What?
And I was like, I want that, and that's like a lame gift when you don't know what to get somebody. But as a kid, I was like, I always wanted that. And then one year, my grandma was like, "Here, I got you something." I was like, "Oh yeah, I can finally take a shower. I'm not gonna lose the soap." That sounds weird, but
no, that's
I was
actually.
So happy.
Now I want one. You've spread that Christmas commercialized cheer, man. It's soap. It's literally they like put soap in a thing and they put the rope halfway in and then. Really?
Yeah. Plus, you can beat people with it, I guess.
Get clean!
Yeah, I mean, it like, I'm not going to sound like a spokesperson. I'm like, if you're camping, it's great. You can put it around your wrist or whatever.
It's self-defense. Yeah, you work somewhere and you have to leave late at night and the parking lot's scary.
You beat them and they smell good still.
Cleaning up crime.
I guess speaking of that, this week I was playing a game. It's called One of Them. And... it's a game. I thought it was a game about prejudice because basically you have like I think it's 5 or 6 different women and they're like different colors and they look different and like one has glasses, one don't. And,
one don't. Sorry.
And they'll have a description. They'll be like, one's name is Charlene, and you pick which one.
Oh, cool.
And I thought, oh, this will be fun and we can be silly and it's about preconceived ideas and probably racism and stuff.
Stereotypes and such.
So in the beginning, I'm having fun with it, and there's one girl, and her name's Anne, and I'm like, Anne, if you're a hoe, I'm gonna slap you.
Wow! Sounds like a really progressive LP there.
I'm goofing around and having fun, and at some point they're like, one's in a band. And then we get to the last question, and they're like, one of them's the victim of domestic abuse, and I'm like, oh.
What? Way to drop the anvil, dude!
Yeah, I felt, and like I didn't realize the thing I said earlier about, oh, I'm just goofing around, like I'm gonna smack you, and then someone else wrote there. I'm like, oh my god, this thing got so serious, like it just took a left turn at the end.
That's pretty funny, though.
Super serious. It was cool. I mean, it was really, it made me think, I guess, a little bit. It was like, oh, I didn't expect that, but I was like, wow, it got heavy.
I do think that's pretty funny that you're like, we're just gonna fuck around. And it's like, which one of these has been hit? And you're like, oh shit. I think that's pretty funny. Not that people are getting hit, but the fact that you didn't know that.
Yeah, I was definitely... If I would have had a face cam, you would have seen me go, oh.
That's hot.
Well, so I have other new things, but what else is new with you?
Oh, with me? Well, I cut my hair, and now Pixie's got a pixie haircut. And I'll tell you what, At first I thought I was gonna look more like a boy, and I was like, oh, cool. And then the lady who was cutting my hair, you know how they have those, like, barber blankets that they wrap around your neck? Does your barber ever try and strangle you, or is that just mine?
I'm bald, so I don't need a barber, but...
People like polishing. Anyway.
I pay homeless people to do that. I'm like, here's a quarter. Polish that up.
Thank you for giving me a job! I love you.
Know.
It's hard to find jobs where you can touch people.
Oh, then I make out with him? Is this where it's going?
You say, you give him the quarter to rub your head, and then you say, if you give me that quarter back, I'll make out with you. So it's like a nice, that's barter, dude. But
I feel that would be bad for his self-esteem if he has to pay someone to make out with him.
Well, he's just homeless and ugly. I have a heart, you guys. Just besides what you think. So
you go around charging people to make out with you? You're like, that's a quarter.
You know what? I could probably actually
That's a good deal.
That. Yeah, a quarter of my dignity.
Oh. You have 3/4 more, though, so...
It matters. Anyway, but yeah, I got a haircut. That's new. I was talking to Paul about this yesterday. This is a nice little update that no one gives a fuck about, but whatever.
It's emo pixie.
It is! It's weird. I didn't actually fracture my finger, so yay!
Oh, now I feel bad because you hurt your finger real bad. You told me you fractured it. I'm like, you're just being a wuss. And you're like, I might have broke my finger. Oh, I feel like an ass.
No, dude, no, don't be like that. It's just bruised, like, disgustingly. Like, it does look like I have a dead hand here. Give everyone a dead hand. But yeah, no, it just looks really gross. And then the other finger is also black and purple. Blue and purple, rather. But yeah, so I thought I broke my finger. I didn't. And my life's been pretty exciting. Finished my Barbie LP. Felt a little... Yeah, it was... Well, I felt a little disappointed, because have you ever been like, wow, this LP's doing really good. And it's short, you know, so you're not having that, like, problem of, oh, it's going on too long. But the time that you happen to record the last segments, you just kind of not feel in the mood. And I don't think anyone will notice, except for me. I'm like, oh, I don't feel like recording this. But otherwise, it just sounds the same, so fun.
I've had that with a few series where I put off doing the end because I want to be in an okay mood, and sometimes you just can't help it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like, oh, whatever. And you know, it's Barbie. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to entertain royalty or the Queen of England. Not saying that people who watch my videos aren't important and
the Queen is like, I watch all your videos.
Oh, really?
He was saying that Queen sounded like a dog.
Oh, really? You watch my videos? No, whatever. But yeah, that's that's me.
The Queen of England was listening to that and was like, oh, am I on this podcast? That's how good my imitation was.
That's pretty good. She's like, I don't remember that. Must be
was I high again?
Oh, you know.
Rupert? Your husband's not named Rupert. I don't know my husband's name.
That must be my... So, like, if you... Wait a minute, this is gonna go off into another thing, but you know how people have mistresses on the side?
Yeah.
Little side dish, baked potato woman. What is a guy to a girl? Like, what if there's a rich duchess and she was cheating on her husband, the duke, and she was with a man? What was
I don't know,
called?
it's a boy toy, right? Something like that.
I think it's like, in the century of awesome, beautiful, frilly things, harpsichords and wigs, you say mistresses. And then for guys, you just say boy toys. Opt out to boy toy for that duchess.
I didn't come up with it. I don't know, maybe there's another term, gigolo, but that's different. You pay for that, I believe.
Yeah. Well, you'll be paying for that, if you know what I mean.
You mean I gotta pay to kiss the homeless person? Oh.
Well, sometimes life makes us do things we don't want to do. Like Skype.
So you're saying like you gotta kiss that homeless person because life makes us do things we don't want to do? I don't know about that.
I said that and then Skype like paused for a really awkwardly long time, and I was just like, I'll let that settle into space. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. I know my life is interesting.
Is that sounds like a disappointed sigh, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you know, I go back to work tomorrow, so I'm just kind of like, just enjoying the ness.
you know, sometimes like you'll do a Let's Play and you get really excited about it. You're like, I can't wait for everybody to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it up and nobody sees it and you get disappointed.
Yeah, actually, that was... I did an LP recently that was like, oh, this is so cool, and like, I'm doing this, and it's so out of the blue, and it's gonna be great, and then I uploaded it, and people were nice, but they're just kind of like, oh, okay, when are you gonna upload more Super Mario Galaxy? I was like, but you guys, I actually went out my way to upload this, but, you know, whatever, it's...
I had one like that a few days ago. It's called Cat Petting Simulator.
I saw that!
It's a Twine game, so I realize not everybody's going to get into that, because if you're not familiar with a Twine game, it's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure. It's mostly text.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, you get to name your cat. And so I named it Stinky Pussy. And so, like...
God, man!
So whenever things would come up, they'd be like, do you want to pet Stinky Pussy? And it cracked me up. There were so many inappropriate things, and so I got done with it. I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've done in ages. I'm going to put it up, and people are going to laugh. And I put it up, and it's like crickets. I'm gonna go over here and cry.
I'm gonna go over to the corner and cry. Upload some more XCOM videos. Which, by the way, that's
Speaking
a really
of
good...
which...
Okay!
You got me excited.
You're staring at me. You had their fingers pointing at me like, speaking of which, you...
Well, I was gonna say, the good news, future news, and I'm glad you said that, is XCOM 2 is coming out, like, in the fall. Woo! Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And today they had the announcement about Fallout 4, though it doesn't have a date yet. They put up the trailer for it, so...
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah.
Did it look okay?
Yeah, it looks sweet. I mean...
How sweet does it look?
Like, I might have to get a PS4, or, like, find a way to get money so I can play it.
Find a way to get money.
Go back to that homeless man, like, how many kisses? I need a lot of quarters.
I mean, I could rob, the child's hospital, and then I'll make out with you. And you're like, I'll take it. Mister, I need a quarter to play games in the children's hospital.
I'm just like, yay, Fallout 4. And you're like, someone's gonna rob children and you're gonna make out with a stinky homeless man to get it.
It's fine. Children don't need money anyway. I'm emo / horrible person, Pixie, today. But no, yeah, how much does a PS4 cost anyway?
It's somewhere between $350 and $400, depending on stuff.
I mean, well, you know what, though? By the time Fallout 4 does come out, I mean, it might go down in price. I haven't actually... Have you bought any of the new gens yet? I haven't.
No.
Me neither, because there was, like, no real... It's like, oh my god, do you want to spend, like, $400+ to play Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4, Xbox One? Or just, you know, play Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3 for, like, just $50?
The only game that's come out that I'd really want a PS4 for so far is MLB, but they got it on the PS3 too, so I just enjoyed my PS3 version.
So it's kind of like, what's the point? I actually feel like that's what the new gens... Little gaming commentary here. Wouldn't expect that from a gaming podcast. No, but we do. Sometimes we talk about stuff that has nothing to do with games, like Zebraman and shit. But yeah, I think actually that was with the new... I love Nintendo, and when the Wii U came out, I was like, okay, you need to give me a reason to buy this. And they really didn't. They're like, oh, we'll put I think it was Link to the Past, or they put Wind Waker. They're like, oh look, there's a game that you can play in HD, but it actually looks good enough when it's not in HD, so you could probably just not spend as much money and just buy it and play it on the Wii. There was not a lot of incentive to buy newer generations of consoles.
I hate to say it, but I feel the same way. And like,
I hate to say it, but I agree with you, you stupid whore.
No, I'm gonna call you that.
You stupid horse slut.
But
horse slut.
That's funny. I have a video coming out next week in which it's "You are a horse," and I make a joke about it's not "You are a whore." Man, I'm so timely. I've got all these things. I'm like, yeah, that too.
You will never be dated. 2 weeks from now.
No, can't get a date. Can't get a date. She's right.
Oh,
Did it turn into a porno at the end?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. We didn't lose that much money. Okay. Yeah, but you were agreeing with me because I'm super smart and sexy and wonderful and great. You should have seen your eye. Did you turn your mic off?
No. Sorry.
No.
I was getting a drink of water while you were talking. I was trying to be polite, and there's this little chunk of ice that I didn't expect, and it got like stuck in my throat for a second. I'm like, don't ruin the podcast. And you were like, what are you doing, fancy boy? And I'm like, oh.
No, it's just funny because when I said sexy, your eyebrows like raised almost off of your face.
Oh, I was no. You are very sexy. I wasn't like no. You. It was like no. I was
I
choking
didn't
on
think
like
that.
ice.
I just thought it was funny because you made this face like whoop, and then you just started coughing really bad. Anyway, but yeah, he was agreeing with me because I'm super awesome and smart. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Once they come out with more games that are like killer app type things, like Fallout 4, then I'd be more inclined to get one. So
yeah. Although you know what, why not? I don't know. Just save your money and then buy like a good computer.
I might. I've always been both, though. I've liked gaming on the PC because the PC is great for strategy games and stuff like that. And the console's better for like sports games and like traditionally like GTA. Like if you want a GTA game on the PC, they had to wait forever for that to come out.
Yeah, they did. Well, but the thing too is that like I think PC, which is saying something because I'm not really a good FPS person on any platform really, but I prefer it like on like Skyrim and Fallout 3. They just are so much easier to control, and they look better and they run better on computers. They just do. They look so much better too. Like playing it on a console is really annoying, in my opinion. More sweet, Josh.
I didn't know you were into Skyrim.
I'm not really into Skyrim. I mean, like, if someone forced... I just use that as an example because that's the latest. Like, if I said Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls, like, someone might get that, but everyone's like, oh, it's Skyrim! I'm a diehard fan of Bethesda, and I've only played 2 other games. But, yeah, I mean, if someone was like, oh, you should play Skyrim, then I would totally play it on the computer, because that would just, it'd be more fun. Like, first-person stuff on the computer is better. In my opinion, that's my preference. I feel like looking around and fighting and whatever on the console with the controls just takes forever.
See, I'd probably like that better on a console, but it's because my computer's getting older.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I meant. Save your money up for a better computer so when you play Fallout 4, it's beautiful. Come on. I'm gonna buy a new computer. Paul, I'm gonna buy a new one. You're gonna be in the G Club?
Dude, I'm getting quarters from homeless people for kisses. Like, I don't got the money for a new computer.
Well, whatever. I'm getting fucking Kennedys from homeless people. I'm getting $50.
Well, you look better than I do, so...
Dun 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 dun!
Speaking of disappointment...
I'm glad
what's
we're
the
friends.
I'm glad we're friends, too. That's the kind of thing. People always accuse me of that. They'll say, you say sweet things, but at the weirdest moment.
I think you know what? Maybe it's because I'm weird, but I never find that. I'll never find that you say weird things at weird moments. Or sweet things at weird moments.
Maybe I never say sweet things. Maybe I'm never nice.
You're a mean one.
Mr. Paul.
No. You got Pringles in your smile.
You know, it's sweet when Mr. Grinch's heart grows, like, was it 3 times that day? But if your body wasn't used to it, wouldn't you get kind of, like, crushed and die? You're like, oh, chest pain!
I do not like this pain. I do not. What a Seuss shit.
I imagine he falls on the sled and then he, like, kind of slides into the town of the Who's.
Cindy Lou's like, I killed the Grinch! You must worship me!
What?
Cindy Lou! Stupid. Alright. You were saying, speaking of...
I like the whole cult you formed of Who. Speaking of disappointing games you played, that's a letdown compared to that. But these games were let down. Do you have a, like, most disappointing game or, like, games? Like, right away I can be... That's the kind of question I ask them. Like, I got an answer. I'm just waiting to talk.
I got an answer, honey.
Oh,
I'm just sitting on... Oh. All right, good. I got an audience, you guys. All right. One of the most disappointing games of all was, well, I'll go with 2 because there's probably a billion gazillion games that I could pull out me ish, but I'm not gonna do that.
You keep games in your ass?
Yes, Lady's Secret. Also,
all ladies do.
Some.
So that's why guys like butt action, because there's games up in there.
That would be gross. Like,
you were talking about games that disappointed you, though?
Yes. Like, you know, I feel like a lamb, and you're like the Bo Peep, and you run out and you're like, oh, look at the flowers. I'm like, bah, bah. And I run over to the flowers, and you're like, okay, back to the pen now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
What would you say about the flowers?
Where are you leading me on this crazy?
Because you were like, bad. I was like, there's nothing bad about flowers, but you didn't even help me. You just,
shit!
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna alley-oop it, or have you alley-oop it? I'm gonna slam it, and you're like, no, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna push Santa up the chimney. Right. I said bah, not bad.
I know. That was a stretch. That was.
You know what? Paul and I said a little. I'm gonna answer this question. I swear to fucking gosh, I will do it. I don't know why. All right.
Gosh might smite you otherwise.
With confetti. All right. That's less scary than lightning. But anyway, fuck, Paul. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think you're chastising me. Maybe I don't know.
No. Well, I was kind of poking fun, but now it really doesn't hold any significance to what we were talking about at all, so I'm just going to go back to the games. A really disappointing game that I was really looking forward to, but it's kind of weird because I knew it wasn't going to be that good anyways, but when I played it, it just kind of made it more disappointing. And it would have to be Rule of Rose, which is a game for the PS2. I'm not entirely sure when it was released, but it's about a girl, and she's really depressing, and she goes to a depressing place. There's orphans. You should look it up. It doesn't really make sense. Like, there's a couple different, what do you call that? Interpretations of the game story. It's like, it could be that the main character is dead and she's going through all the stuff she had to go through in her life, like her memories and stuff. Or it could be that she's alive and she's trying to retrace her memories and take stuff that actually happened and separate it from stuff that was just her childhood fears and all that. And it sounds like such a good story and plot, but it's executed so friggin' horribly that it's like, I want to like that game. I really do. I want to like it, but it's so fucked up. Yes, man. It was very disappointing when I played it because the controls are bad, the combat's horrible. That game is fetch quest. Like, you tell your dog to smell something, he slowly runs somewhere, and then you pick up a marble, and then before you know it, you got like 20 marbles, and then you go to this door, and you offer the marbles up, and then you get food, and the food's healing items, so there's really no... That's all you do in the game.
That does sound incredibly boring.
It is incredibly boring, but it's just really disappointing, because there's like... Its exterior, if you watch the trailer or the intro video, you'd be like, whoa, this is really cool, because it looks dark, and, you know, there's enemies that are like, whoa, that's really creepy, like, and everyone's mean. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies, but with orphans, and, yeah, pretty much. And they have this whole cult, and it just looks so rich and interesting, and it's so disappointing. And it's not like one of those things where you play the game, and it's just flat, it's dead. Like, you're like, okay, this is shit, this is dead. No, they go as far to make it kind of interesting, and there's totally, like, it's worth playing through the game, even though it's an awful game. So that makes it more disappointing to me. Instead of just being horrible, and you're like, oh, I'll throw it away, whatever, I don't give a shit. There's, like, parts of it that you're like, oh my god, if they just added more to this, oh, it'd be so good. But they didn't, so it's really disappointing there. Also, Fallout 3 was disappointing for me. Ha ha.
That's interesting, because Fallout 3 is like one of my favorite games.
Is it? Well, I think you're wrong. I think everything you do in your life is bad.
Everything? Oh, man.
Oh, man, and I've been trying to do some things right. I put jelly on the right side of bread.
Well, I know you're less into open world games than I am. I love
like
Fallout
open
3
world.
because it's such a lived-in world and you can just go where you want. I'm just like, what's that? What's that? What's that? And I just wander around forever.
An invincible wall? What's that? A woman
Well,
whose hair is melted
Okay.
into her scalp? I'm sorry.
there
no,
was some
I'm
of that in
teasing you.
MLB 15 before they patched it. Was guys with like hair sticking through their hats and like that. They need to
Hot.
patch that.
You need to patch up your hair, sir.
For me, though it's going to be repetitive, I'd say GTA 4 was like one of the most disappointing games I've ever played. Because like 3 San Andreas, I love. It's got good characters and good story, and the driving is fun, and you get to fly airplanes and helicopters. And then 4, you had to wait forever to come out. And then originally it like took forever to load, and you couldn't fly most of those things, and the driving cars was horrible and laborious, and the characters were shitty and not even 2-dimensional. And then you had people calling you every 5 minutes, I'm bored, let's go bowling. No, oh, I'm sad. And you're like, oh my god, I hate this game.
Wait,
and
that's
then the end is... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask you, like, what console was that for? PS3? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Is that the one that actually just integrates using the phone every damn time?
There's a lot of that. Like, too, to
Yeah.
get around town, you can just call a cab to go everywhere. And, like, I've never done that in any other Grand Theft Auto game. Like, not in San Andreas or 5 or 3 or Vice City, because it's fun driving around. That game
Yeah.
was so shitty, I was like, just call a cab and get this fucking
Wow.
over with.
That, like, breaks one of their main, like, selling points. Hijacking cars and driving them.
It's the only GTA game that I played and I haven't beat. And I got to the last mission and I quit halfway through because I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, I'm
I
done.
quit.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this anymore.
Oh, shit. That is a disappointment, actually. I mean, at least I can say I finished Rule of Rose and I still have replayed it. But that's because I like being abused by games. Skype froze! Woo!
I was close on that. The other one I think I'd put for the most disappointing would be the one I'm LPing right now with Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least Assassin's Creed, like, there's some good points, right? Or is it all just kind of...
Well, with the original one, about 20% of it is good. It's like fun combat, cool missions, and the other 80% is just terrible rinse and repeat. It's like they didn't even get different voice actors for the people you save. It's like the same 3
Oh,
people.
really? Ew.
And like each city is divided into 3 areas, and you have to climb up on buildings to look around. And that sounds like a good idea.
Well, do you do it all the fucking time?
You do it all the fucking
Yeah,
time. Like
that's
if it was
like-
one tower per region, you'd be like, yeah. But when you're like, I gotta do 9 in this region and 9 in this one, you're just like,
Yeah. No, that's actually funny that you mentioned that, because Rule of Rose, that's, to progress in the game, you have to give the dog stuff to smell, and then you follow him throughout this really... At first, it looks like a really cool environment, and then you see it over and over again. It's an airship. It's the interior of an airship. Like blimp. And then you make the dog smell, you go to place. You find other part, you make dog smell that, it goes other place. You fight the boss, you go to other place.
The only game I can think of where I've seen a dog smell and do that is one of the Sherlock Holmes ones where you have Toby for like a little bit.
Oh. What was that, like a point and click thing?
I believe so. I've seen people do it on Twitch. There's like a PS3 or PS4 one too. So.
Oh my god.
I was looking at some on Steam the other day, but I'm so bad at detective games, I'd probably just lose. I'd be like, Watson did it! Watson killed them all because he's sick of helping with mysteries! You'd be like, no.
I say, Holmes.
It's the old lady he lives with! She killed them all!
Mrs. Hudson, how can you blame... What the fuck, man?
I'm not good at detective games. You're the one who's good at them. What was the other one? You said you had 2?
Well, no one's gonna know about this one either, so I might as well say it. Tomb of the Lost Queen. That's a Nancy Drew game created by Her Interactive, and I am... Oh my god. I'm in an interesting codependent relationship with this company. I really am. I own all their games. I think I actually probably mentioned that in the last podcast. But game number 26, I was super excited for it coming out. I was a little shaky because puzzle games and Egyptian stuff can either be really cool or it can be super stupid and rehashed. Because who's never heard of a puzzle game with Egyptian theme? Like, seriously? Come on. That's been done like a million times. So I was like, oh, I'll give this a try, and I pre-ordered it. I have all the bonus editions of the games. So I pre-ordered it, spent tons of money on it, and then I opened it up, and it was complete garbage. It was really funny because the characters were horrible. I knew who the villain was right off the back. I think in the game they were trying to do that, like, the most angriest guy, you might not think he's the villain because it could just be misunderstood. And I'm like, he's an ass, and he's talking about killing people. I'm pretty sure he's the villain. Oh, what do you know? He's a villain. Yeah. And also, that game did this thing. Nancy Drews used to be a lot more open, where you could, like, check out things and be like, oh, there's a puzzle here, and then if you tried to mess with it and you couldn't solve it, you just go on to something else. You still have to solve that puzzle, but basically, the game would let you look at a puzzle before you actually had a ton of information about that puzzle, and then you could just look at the puzzle, interact with it, and you'd probably give up, and then after you found that information, you go back to that puzzle, blah, 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 blah. So it's so much more open. In the newer ones, they don't really let you look at a puzzle. They're like, oh, I can't do that yet. You're like, really? So it creates this horrible boxed-in feeling of, I know I can do something with that later, but I need to talk to someone or do something before that's available. And honestly, to me, I don't mind triggering events to get stuff done, but I don't like it when it's so glaringly obvious that you need to trigger an event to get somewhere. That annoys the hell out of me, because I'm like, it's right there. I can fuck with that. It's right there. Why do I need to talk to this woman over here and have her go, Nancy, you gotta solve the mystery? Like,
that's why I don't do adventure games for, like, Let's Plays. That's why I love open world games, because you don't have to deal with that as much.
Yeah. Well, I want to do a Let's Play of Fallout 1 and 2. They're good.
You should. I have those, and I've thought of doing that too eventually.
You really should, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I love those games so much. Like, oh lordy. Like, I can't believe how much my, like, subconscious as an 8-year-old absorbed weird memories from that game. Like, seriously, 8-year-old girl being like, oh my god, I remember that guy, the enemy, or the boss, not boss, fucking main villain in Fallout 2. And I don't know names, man, but I wish I knew the name of it.
I remember a long time ago. I guess it would probably be in the 90s when the first one came out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a friend of mine got me the game, and I played it, and I just remembered it was like the first game I ever played where you could do drugs. That's all I did.
It's so cool.
I just was like, more and more. I can get addicted to things. I'm just doing more drugs. I didn't even do the story. I just did drugs.
Really?
I was like, okay.
That's pretty funny.
I had fun now.
This is when I'd play The Sims. This is really weird. I can't actually explain this. This is a weird story. We're now entering weirder than most of our weird shit segment. So do you know why you took drugs when you were a kid in that game? Like, why you did that? Did you just do that because you were like, oh, it's funny?
Because it was the first time I'd ever played a game where you could do that. I mean, that was before, like, GTA, I think, had gotten big and stuff. And
okay. When I was, like, God, I don't know how old I was. I thought I was like 10 or 11. It's weird. I always give these ages out, and I'm like, was the game even out when I was that old? Because I can never remember. But I was very young, and I'd play Sims too. And for some reason, this is so weird. It's weird because it's not weird, but my family noticed it, and they made it weird. So I would make these two people who were married. I'd make, like, this. Okay, I don't care if this is controversial. So this would be this nice petite, like, white woman, and she had really nice blonde hair and blue eyes. You know, she's just, like, a beauty. And then I'd make a black guy. I don't know why this is funny, but I would have them get married and live together because for some reason as a kid I wanted to see more interracial marriages in video games, and my parents thought it was so. They didn't think it was weird that, you know, interracial, but they thought it was really weird that they were like, why do you care? And I was like, I don't know, like
that's something you don't see much in games, to be honest.
It's true.
I mean, you were ahead of your time, I guess.
Well, no, it's like, it's just a weird, like, as a kid, like, why do I fucking care? Like, it doesn't matter who's what. That's how it doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are, you love each other, whatever. But it was just funny because I would make these very progressive little households, and I thought it was funny. Anyway, okay, yeah.
That's incredibly cute, though.
Oh, incredibly cute. Look at the little girl. Making interracial households. Cool. I know someone hates me for that, but okay.
If someone hates you for that, they can go get fucked.
You go, excuse me a second. You can go outside and you get fucked by a homeless guy.
The problem is I moved and I squished the hell out of my balls.
Oh, like, dude, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, but that's fucking gross.
Yeah, sorry. I told you the story. Should we go to questions?
Yes, we should. Questions are always a safe area for children and other people.
All right, Master Ian asked, what sort of methods do you use to publicize your channels and videos?
Well, Master Ian. That is his name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was going to say Brian. That's actually a pretty good question for Paul. Paul, please pontificate on this. Tell the master how you do it.
Okay, I'm going to do that in a moment, but like you almost getting the name wrong. Somebody was watching my Godfather 2 LP, and I get names wrong all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this guy named Richard, I think it was, and I called him like Kenneth for like 2 or 3 episodes. And somebody's like, finally you got the name right. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, it didn't seem that important.
There's another one, I forget what it is. It's a visual novel you commented on. Oh, maybe it was Actual Sunlight, I think, where I got the main character's name wrong. Like,
what was his name?
I don't remember now. It's a really good LP, it's a really good game, it's really heavy, and just like something real simple like that, I just read wrong like an idiot. But.
No, I did that with the Barbie Let's Play. There's a girl named Becky, and I keep going, Becky, shut up, Becky, and then I get like halfway through the game, I'm like, Becky, if that's your name, because I actually forgot what her name was, so... See, at least you were calling them the wrong name. I was actually calling her the right name, and I still forgot what her name was. Anyway, Master Ryan...
Well, Master Ian, I don't actually do anything, which would explain why my channel's probably not really big.
Hey, come on.
When I first started my channel, once in a while I'd put some, like the first of a video series on the Voltron Army forums, because that's a cool community.
Whoa.
I haven't been there in forever,
yeah,
though,
that's a blast from the past. I remember getting an invitation for that, but I don't remember who sent it to me. My name's not Lily? I don't know.
That's kind of... Not that, per se, but like that whole world is kind of how I discovered your channel, but I digress. So I'm sorry it's not a better answer, Master Ian, but I'm just incredibly lazy. I just upload it, and then if people watch it, cool, and if they don't, I just...
Well, you do the thumbnail thing, right? You like dress up your thumbnails a little bit?
It depends on the video. I do that on maybe a quarter of the videos. I only do that on like the baseball ones. I do it on... I think I do it on most of my sports ones, and then once in a while, if I do a game I really, really like, I'll do it. But then for most, I won't. Like XCOM, I only did the first of a series, and then the rest I haven't.
Yeah, no, I actually noticed that. But
I'm too lazy to do them all. So.
That was me. Like I stopped when I was monetizing or whatever. Sorry, I can never
monetizing.
Say that. Monetizing. I can never say that. I want to say like monotony. I don't know why, but yeah, like when I was doing that. I was like, oh, I should really, like, put effort into this and, like, do the thumbnail. And I just was like, no. No, I'm so lazy. Like, I'm lazier than you. I couldn't even figure out how to use GIMP. Not because I'm dumb, just because I didn't give it enough time. Because I didn't want to deal with it. But you also use Twitter, right? You'll link things through Twitter sometimes?
I do. I post things on Facebook and Twitter. I forgot about that. I used to never do that. I've only done it a little bit more recently because, like, the last couple of weeks, I've been doing all kinds of, like, weird indie games. So I'll post stuff more frequently if I have some really weird game. Like, I put a game up, Lovesick, today. Did I tell you about that one?
No, you didn't.
Basically, you play two honeymooners. And it's their honeymoon.
Like,
that would make sense.
Down their pants or what?
No, it's not a porno game.
No, they love honeymooners. They moon you.
I got that. But it's supposed to be a two-player game. What happened is supposedly at the wedding reception, which you don't see, they were served bad shrimp.
Ooh.
And so they basically there's a toilet in the middle, and they're just projectile vomiting everywhere.
Oh, really?
And you have to try and get into the toilet, and so you have to move their bodies around, and there's another button, if you hit it, they poop, and then they shoot across the room. And I was like, that's so weird, I'm going to share that. But I do that. You're right. Not shit around the room, but I mean, I do post it to Twitter and Facebook once in a while.
Yeah. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because honestly, I have no way to really answer this question because I don't. I'm not saying this like in a I'm so much better than ever. No, I'm not saying anything like that. But I don't try and publicize my videos. I don't try and advertise them places. Once in a while, I'll post them on my Facebook page, but that's barely. Hey guys, you already subscribed to me on YouTube. You want to see the video that you may have not seen in your subscription box because YouTube is weird? No, like I have a Twitter, barely use it. I never link videos to that. And
so you're saying that YouTube subscription boxes are broken?
Yeah. Well, sometimes, yeah. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure if it's because like I watch stuff that like I want to see, and then for some reason they're like, but they keep giving me these stupid little like, oh my god, you like watching this woman make candy into things that look like bugs? You totally want to watch everything from Good Mythical Morning, and you're like, no, really, I don't. What the fuck? But yeah, so that's. Twitter does that too. I keep getting emails from Twitter. They're like, since you're a girl and you like games, you might like feminist pro gamer. And I'm like, no.
Is she hot?
I don't know. Okay, that was a good question.
Is this feminist pro gamer?
This is a pretty good question. Good joke there too. But no, I just find it really stupid. Like, I guess like, yeah, you like games, I guess you'll probably like games, but all the people, I have never once followed someone that they have proposed that I follow, and I've never once subscribed to someone that YouTube has proposed that I watch.
I haven't either. I mean, like, they got their algorithms, they're like, I know what you want to watch, and it's like, no, that's why I subscribe to channels. I don't want to watch this other crap. I can pick what crap I want to watch, thanks.
Seriously. Well, no, I don't get it, because, like, I was watching, like, cute animal videos. I don't know, it was like a crow, and it was fucking, yeah, it was like, oh, wait, what sound did you make?
It's supposed to be a caw, but halfway through I forgot the C sound. I realized it was just like, he's the sad crow.
It's an old woman finding that there's a great price on crows.
I'm gonna make a pie out of them for my grandkids. The kids are using them as like feathers in them. Grandma, I don't think you took the feathers off. Shut the fuck up.
I don't think you killed them either. Anyway, but yeah, I've never.
Eat your crows.
Eat your crows. Don't trust hoes.
Word.
Rap, my friend. Wrap yourself up like a Christmas present. Put yourself under the tree for Santa.
That's actually a very good segue, because KTilla23 asked, what are some of your guys' favorite holidays and best memories or funny memories?
I'm gonna have to think of that one. Gonna have to go.
Well, then I'll start off.
Okay, fine.
One year, my sister-in-law, she got my dad socks, and then rather than give him,
hey, Paul,
I know my dad's a man.
Paul, can I cut you? That socks.
I got it.
Okay, keep going. All right. This is a family show. Come on. This is a family show, you fucking whore.
And so rather than wrap up the whole thing of socks, she took out each sock individually and folded them into different shapes and wrapped them up and gave them to him. And she just has a different sense of humor than the rest of the family. So my dad would open one and he'd be like, a sock. And he'd open up another one and a sock. And she was laughing so hard each time. Like, oh, it's another one. And the rest of us are just like, okay. It's funny, though, because it cracked her up. And she's, like, really sweet and stuff. So that's one of mine.
Is she, like, really, well, you would describe us as, like, really the dankest, deepest part of the gutter of New York City. Is she, like...
She's not as depressed and down as most of my family is, so no, if that's what you're politely trying to ask,
No, I was just talking, like, is she the sweet California Dairylands up in the winery area sense of humor? You know, she's kind of...
I've never been to Upper Dairyland.
Dairyland.
Are there sexy milkmaids? I'm like, milk me. And they're like, what did you mumble? I'm like, nothing, and I run away.
I thought you gave him like a Jamaican voice. What did you mumble now, man? Yes, as you know, I lived in California. All milkmaids are Jamaican. It's just a thing. Okay.
So did they learn that from like jerk chicken, and then they moved to jerking cows?
Ooh. Guess. I don't know. Just.
I'm really ruining the very sweet question K-Tilla asked about favorite holiday memory.
It's all good. Well, actually, I'm trying to think of good holiday memories. I mean, not that I didn't have any good ones.
I'll go with another one.
Okay. I do have a weird one.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, when I was 18, I'm 21 now. Muscle Sylvester Stallone. And I was like 18, and my friend had never been trick-or-treating, and I think she was she was 17. And I was like, oh, we should go trick-or-treating around my neighborhood. And they're like, well, wear costumes that will cover our face and our bodies so no one will know how old we are. So we went to Target and we bought white sheets, and we were just going to do a Charlie Brown thing, and we cut out eye holes, and we were ghosts. So it was really fun. No one knew who we were, and a lot of people were like, you're so adorable. You know, we got cooed and cawed, and everyone thought we were 12, so we got a lot of candy. But the funny part is it started to rain, like, really bad. And we were like, no, dude, we got like 3/4 of this thing is full. You know, we wanted to get it all full, 100%. So it was raining, and we were wearing these, like, I don't know if we were wearing t-shirts or something. I think they were, because they were really uncomfortable. They were clinging. Oh, no, I remember. Our sheets were clinging to our shirts, because it was wet and stuff. And, you know, as older ladies are, you're a little more developed up there. So we're like, this is going to give us away! These lady lumps! And we were like, what do we do? And we were still running around trick-or-treating. People were still being like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you shouldn't run out in the rain. And we were like, we gotta get rid of this lady lump problem. So my buddy was like, what if we took our shirts off and we just ran around with the sheets on and we just kind of put our hands up a little bit? And I was like, yeah. So I think we ran around at least 4 blocks, topless, but with these sheets on us. It wasn't like a wet t-shirt contest. It worked really well. They did not cling to our women bits. And we got a ton of candy, and everyone thought we were 12 still.
Did you get more candy then, like when you went to the single dad's houses? They were like, here you go, ghosts.
No, but there was some girl who saw right through us, dude. Not our clothes, but there's this teen girl. She opened the door and she's like, what are you supposed to be? Because she knew we were fucking old. And then her mom came around the corner and she's like, oh, you guys are so cute. And then she gave us full chocolate bars and we were like, yes. But seriously, we were like topless for the rest of the night. We were just like running around these ghosts like, ooh, no one knows we're not wearing shirts.
Well, that's the secret sexy Halloween.
Oh yeah, and it was a good memory. So
good memories.
Good memory. It was just funny because like we were like running and it was raining and we were like going, ow, I hit my boob. We got a lot of candy. What the fuck, man?
See, Halloween around here, we didn't usually have rain. We'd get snow, so
I
it's
guess
fun. It's fun trick or treating when you have to wear a winter coat over your costume because it's freezing outside.
You could be the oversensitive abominable snowman.
Usually, actually, it's funny you said the bum thing earlier. Mm-hmm. It's like one year my brother bought like a fake cigar and stuff, and we go as a bum, and like every year, like that costume would get used because we didn't have any money. We were poor.
Aww.
I'm doing the same thing I was last year. My brother's got a great story where he made a costume one year. I think it was like out of paper bags. He made like a robot.
Oh, that's cool.
And it rained that year, so like the thing disintegrated as he was trick-or-treating. Like the thing fell apart as he's going door to door. And he ends up with just like this soggy bag on him, so. So
wait, did you dress up as a homeless person each year?
Some years, I guess.
I was dressed up as a ninja. Because my family wasn't that, you know, we weren't that cool with money when I was younger. So they'd be like, you know, like I couldn't wear the Disney princess super fucking $40 for Cinderella's dress and shoes and shit. I'm not saying anything is wrong with kids who can do that. I'm not trying to be, you entitled fucking, no. But I wore ninja stuff because it was cheap, man. It's just a black suit. And I love being a ninja. It was cool.
I do remember one year getting to go as Mickey Mouse, but that was back. I don't know if they still sell them. You know, where you have the shitty smocks with like a picture of Mickey Mouse on it, and the plastic mask you can't breathe out of hardly. It's got the little shitty holes on them.
I don't think they do sell those anymore, but that does sound like a really retro costume. Plastic mask.
I must have been really young, so
yeah, that does sound like an '80s thing because my brothers had the same thing, but it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're like these fucking bendable. They weren't supposed to be bendable, but the masks were like really thin. Yeah, so that's running around naked. Probably could have been sent to jail for indecent exposure, but who gives a crap? You're getting candy. No one else was outside anyway.
Apparently, I should give out candy to trick-or-treaters. But wait, that sounds wrong. I'm like, when did the sexy ghost show up?
When did the sexy underage ghost shows up? Yeah, well, you know what? That's your statutory Sunday right there. Anyway, do we have any more memory? I do remember one time I got presents from my aunt, and she was going through a really difficult time in her life, and she gave my brother, like, a used Pink CD, and the jewel case was all, like, dinged up. It was a long time ago. In her defense, though, she was going through shit, but it was just kind of, it was funny in the sense that it was like, wow. Like, you're falling apart, you sent us a used Pink CD.
It does suck when you're broke and Christmas time rolls around. You're like, I want to do something nice, but I'm...
Dude, she wasn't broke, though. She just, like, had lost her marbles for a second. And it was funny. Like, it's funny in the sense that, like, oh my god, we could totally see it. But it, like, came out in a Christmas gift. She was not doing good, but she still bought her to send us Christmas gifts. I don't know.
Well, that's sweet that she still did. Is she doing better now?
Oh, yeah, she's doing great. Yeah, but it was just funny because we were like, oh, we don't expect anything. We didn't expect anything from her because we knew she was having a hard time. She just sent us like, there's like cat hair on everything too. It was pretty funny. So before we deviate, like, do you have any other ones, like Christmas ones?
Yeah, long time ago when my grandpa was still around. My grandpa was, when I was a kid, he was the fun guy. He was the guy that you always had a good time, goof around. And every Christmas, like, his place was a madhouse on Christmas because got tons of cousins and uncles and aunts. And before we'd hand out the presents, the first thing he was like, before we can hand out presents every year, he's like, we've got to sing Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I should ask my grandma, because she's still around, like, what she thought, but, like, every year that cracks me up, he'd be like, nope, we got to sing that song, because he just loved that song. Aww. And then after that, the thought is, my memory is, because it was a madhouse, like, literally presents would be flying through the air.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
So-and-so, so-and-so, because there were so many people to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Did you have fun with your cousins as a kid?
Yeah.
Then you had fun with them? I remember always, like, having cousins and then kind of, like, having that weird, when you introduce two species of, like, cheetahs together and they kind of look at each other like, I know we're the same, but we feel different. That was my relation with my extended family.
My grandpa Rodenberg, he was a mechanic, and he'd also work from home. Like, he had his garage outfitted so he could work on cars. So there'd always be a ton of cars in the back, or like RVs and shit. So as kids, we'd always run around and not in them, but around them, not in them.
You play like hide and seek or tag.
Well,
or something?
yeah, like that too, or like A-Team. I always remember arguing about who gets to be who, when you're playing stuff like that.
Oh, the A-Team, cute. Oh, this is a horrible memory. It was at a Christmas party, and long story short, my friend, like, her parents were shit, and she's shit too, but, you know, I forgive. But anyway, fucking shitty people. But they were, like, being like, and now our daughter will play a song for us, because they're fucking idealistic crappers. No, she played Fair Elves, and I was like, it sounded really good, you know, and I was like, cool, whatever. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I want to play something for everyone. And they're like, sure, and I sat down. It sounded like fucking shit. I couldn't. I was like, dun, 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 dun. And then I stopped and I remember feeling like fucking mortified. Because I get performance anxiety. And as a kid, I didn't know what it was, but I literally felt like I was dying while I was at that piano, so. It's funny. You get older and you realize things are really wrong with you. Excuse me.
I like the concept, though. You're like, I'm gonna play a song, too! Oh, crap, what have I gotten myself into?
Well, like, yeah, it's funny, because I knew how to play the song. Like, that's what made it hurt a little more. Like, I felt worse, is because when I got home that night, I played that song, like, perfectly on my fucking piano, and then I was like an 8-year-old kid just being like, what the hell just happened? But it was really funny, because, like, it was a Christmas party. She played Farrell's, whatever. It was, like, the really novice version, but it still sounded good. And I was playing mine, and, like, I just gave up, like, a quarter of the way through the song. I gave up, and then I could hear everyone in the other room go, like, yay! It embarrassed the fuck out of me, man. I was like, don't rub this, like, salt in the wound. Come on. Yeah, I mean, it's a funny memory. It was really sad and scary at the time, but it was pretty funny.
Did you learn a moral lesson from that? Never go on after somebody was just killed.
But no one died,
true.
I don't get it.
No, well, that's a comedy term. When you kill with an audience, it means you did really well. Sorry.
Oh, I get you. Oh, damn it. See,
there's a charity I help.
You're textbook comedian. I saw someone be a comedian, and I went in the backyard, and I said, Mom, I'm gonna be a comedian. Jumped off of buildings.
You jumped off of buildings, or the people you did comedy did?
Yes.
A little both. They jumped off, and you're like, wait, I'm going to do this too.
Yeah, I'm just self-trained. No, I'm giving you shit. Yeah, it was really embarrassing, and it was really sad, and, like, because you were saying, I took what you said to heart in the sense of what did I learn from that, and my brain kind of stopped, and I was like, it's cool how being a human being, and this is going to sound stupid, but the difference between, like, a human being and an animal, like, we can think about something that happened to us, like, fucking 10 years ago, and we can use the knowledge that we have now to figure out what was going on back then. I mean, scientifically, there may be animals that do that, but there's a difference between instinct and actual, like, constructive thinking and all that stuff, like, blah, blah, blah.
There might be some wolf out in, like, Yellowstone who's like, man, remember 3 years ago we were trying to hunt deer and I got hit by the deer in the face? I hope the rest of them forgot about that. I'm so embarrassed.
He's not learning anything. He's just self-conscious at that point. Also, I don't think animals are self-conscious. Do you think they are? Do you think they go, oh, you're looking at me?
I would think some are. I mean, there's some animals that are shy, and they're like, they got to get to know you a little bit, like most cats are.
But self-conscious, is self-consciousness actually, like, self-consciousness is you worried that someone's thinking something negative about you, not usually you defending yourself from an attacker, is it? That's anxiety.
Well, yeah, I guess. But how do you know the cat's not worried you're going to judge it? You don't know.
You're right. I don't know.
If aliens came down here and they were more advanced than us technologically, they're like, oh, those things, they don't really think. They're not like us.
Well, just because they have better phones doesn't mean they're better than us.
I think it does. I'm going to worship them right now.
Oh, aliens. I love you. Be like that one movie with that guy and the other guy in Will Smith.
Independence Day?
Yeah! Ding, 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 ding. Those aliens were weird looking. Actually,
they're going to make another one, aren't they? They're going to be like, it's Independence Day again.
It happens every year.
Aliens came back. What are the odds of that? We just rebuilt the White House. And they blew it up again.
Shit. I mean, like, it takes a lot of money to build that. They're so
and
expensive.
We just rebuilt the Eiffel Tower, too, man. Come on. Be cool, aliens.
Oh, those aliens looked really weird. I was actually going to comment on that. I was surprised when I watched your XCOM LP, which you're still continuing, but when I watched some of the videos, I was mildly, like, for maybe 2 seconds, put off with their alien design. I was kind of like, what? And then I was like, oh. Oh, did you think I was talking about your LP?
Yeah, in the LP, I made some of the characters and named them after people. One of them I named after Gamerpixie. So when she's like, I was mildly put off, I'm like, oh god, I've recorded a bunch of these. Oh god, I hope I didn't offend her.
No, I love me. Although I don't understand why I suck at covering Because there's totally points where I'm like, Pixie, cover your fucking head. Go behind the shit. This is not accurate representation of me. But actually, I am surprised that lady kind of looks like me. I mean, I cut my hair. So
which aliens don't you like? The
I at first I kind of didn't like the ones that looks very cliche. You know, they got the big old bulbous heads, and they got kind of not the teardrop eyes, but they got the like. It's just like a cliche look. At first I was kind of like, oh, this looks stupid. And then I slowly grew to accept it, because even though those aliens, you know, they look mean enough, they're not gonna go cuddle us or anything or glow in the dark. So, you know, they look mean enough, I could deal with it. Plus the strategy part of that game with the combat is just so... Oh my god. If that game was all about that, I would totally play it all the time. That was so fun. But the what are they called? Thin Men's or whatever?
Yep, the Thin Men.
The Thin Men. Yeah, no, that's what saved it for me. Because I was kind of like, is that all you're gonna fight? Is these, like, cliche little aliens? Like, you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you get enough tickets, you can win the fucking sticky alien that you can throw up on the ceiling. No offense, Paul, that's what they look like. But the Thin Men's look really cool. I was like, oh, well, there's other enemy design, and they look really nice. That game looks fucking beautiful in general. But, you know, aliens.
That game is a blast, and one of the cool things about it is that they keep having, as the game evolves, as the story evolves, more different kinds of aliens pop up and things you're fighting, so it's... If
cool.
you just stayed with the original sectoids, it would be kind of boring.
Yeah, well, it would, and, like... technically you haven't been in the same spot. With strategizing games, especially when it's, like, based off of move, those battles can go on for, not a while, like, for a long time, but they do tend to go on a little, I don't know, it's just different. Like, it's an overhead, the people are 3D, it's kind of like a third person, but it's not. So my brain is like, oh, it should be like those games where you're third person and you're just mowing through enemies, blah, blah. But it's not like that. It's actually like strategic stuff, and it bases off your moves. Honestly, that looks like a lot of fun.
It is a blast.
I actually want to get that game, but my computer sucks ass, so.
The requirements for it aren't terribly high.
But it looks really nice in your Let's Play. Like, I've already seen it, so I can't play it on my computer, because it will look bad. I'm running old Betsy, old Windows 7, waiting for her to die, and then I'll buy Windows 10, because Windows 8 is shit.
Well, if you eventually get a new gaming computer, if you like tactical strategy games, I absolutely love that game. That's the game where I'll sit down and play like 4 in a row, and then, like, that's why they come out so often, so...
No, when I was watching that, I was like, oh man, I wish I was playing. Because it does look really fun. I'm weird. I like open world, but I don't like first-person open world. And I love strategy games, but I don't like first-person strategy games. I just love that, like, aerial view. Love it. Old Fallouts, Age of Empires, fucking day one. These things are beautiful. StarCraft, Pax Imperia, name drop.
Expeditions Conquistador?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the one you played.
Yeah.
I watched that one.
I didn't know you watched that. They're coming out with a new one that's a Viking one. That I'm looking forward to.
That just sounds pretty fun, actually. I don't know. I'm weird. Like, the stuff I'm into it doesn't really make any sense. Like, when people are like, oh, you might be into this, I'm like, no.
I am that way too about almost every recommendation. When someone recommends something, I feel bad because I'm almost always like, I'm not into it. And people are always like, you like open world, do Skyrim. And I'm like, I'm not really into that kind of open world. And
no, that's the thing, is I love Fallout because I actually really do like open world. But when people were like, oh, you should play Fallout New Vegas, and I was like, no, I really don't want
to. Does that hit too close to home though? Because that's closer to where you live.
You're
like, I fight Caesar's Legion every day. What's the big deal?
Seriously, pay taxes. No, actually, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But no, I mean, New Vegas makes Reno. It makes Nevada look shittier than it actually is.
Well, it is opposed. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It is. Well, they got the plants. The plants look the same. So I'm just like, why does it look so shitty, man?
But it does that for all of them. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Yeah.
Like the new one, I think, is in Boston, and Boston looks a little beat up in it. You know?
Boston always looks beat up, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I have friends who live there. You have offended them all.
Oh, that's cool. Come to my side of the fucking U.S. I'll show you a good time.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Low taxes, prostitutes, and a lot of illegal stuff.
I'm sold. I'm moving today.
You should. It's nice. We don't get income tax here. But yeah. Yeah, it's weird. People recommend things. They're like, "Oh, you like horror? You would love this." And I'm like, "Nah. No, not really. Not really." God, I got like a really weird recommendation.
Oh, hopefully it's not the game I told you about last
night.
Oh, no,
not Lucius. No, it's just weird because like you recommended it and like that wasn't even weird. It was just like I was like, what? I was like, I don't know what that is. And then I remembered that it was about. I remember there's a little boy on the cover, and then when you told me what it was, I was like, oh. And it's not that I don't want to play.
No. It's well, I just said Lucius was $2, and I was like, well, I'll tell some people about it. That's a decent price if anyone's interested.
You offended me! I thought we were best friends! No.
Not again.
You don't know what I like to play. Not again. Yeah, this happens a lot, you guys. Shit, my chair is squeaking. I'm sorry. That's gonna annoy someone. It's annoying me. Hold on, let me just not... Okay. Add my back on the chair. I'm just gonna hold up my own back. But anyway, no. That's a moment where, like... Yeah, there's games I'm not into, and then there's games like when people ask me to do Let's Plays, I'm like, dude, my computer is so shit right now that I really don't want to do that right now. Because, like, every PC LP game, like, I've done, it really hasn't looked that good. That's because my PC is awful. So I'm trying to, like, kind of push off, put it on the back burner doing Let's Plays of games that are, like, on the PC, because it just really looks bad.
When I did the King Arthur game, because my computer's older, there were times where like the frame rate would drop down to 4 in the middle of big battles, and I'd be like, oh god, I gotta zoom out, because if I'm zoomed in, 4 is not an acceptable frame rate.
Dude, my Bunker 16 LP, like, in the dark, the frame rate was like 30, and I was like, that's great. No, that's perfect for me. Like, I don't give a crap. And when you turn the lights on, the frame rate would drop to like 5. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you serious? I'm like, why does the light... There's just so much, fucking... My processor is working double time to get that light physics in there. I'm just
Somebody's like, I got really good light physics. And you're like, I can't share your game real well now. Thanks.
Well, the funny thing, too, is it looked like shit. There's, like little barbs and, like, edges were, like, cut on the lights. But that's my computer, so when people say, like, oh, you should LP this... It's not always that I'm just doing it to spite people. In fact, I never not play things to spite people. I don't have the technology, man. If aliens come down here, I'll sell my body for a better thing. But only with an alien, because they will leave and they won't tell anyone about it on Earth.
We've come full circle. Earlier you're yelling at me, why don't you buy a computer rig? I'm gaming. And now you're like, I don't have money for one right now.
Well, right now, I mean, if I actually get off my stupid, big, sumptuous blubber butt, and go get money, like, and work extra hours, yeah, I could do it.
Oh, I thought you meant just go get money. I was like, there's a place you can just go and get money? Why have I been working?
God dang, Paul, ever heard of the Children's Hospital?
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Well, on that very sad note, do you think we should head off?
Yes.
I'd like to thank you all for listening. I almost said watching. Oh, I always want to do that because it's like a Let's Play. Because it is Let's Play with ourselves. Did you die?
It is.
You just left me. She's like, she don't follow.
No, I did die. Skype, like, froze. So I was like, I don't know, and I should talk again. But, yeah, thanks for attending. We love y'alls. Hopefully we didn't offend you. If we did, whatever. I'm sensitive.
That's so heartfelt. I did that in a stream once on Twitch where I said something that offended someone. I'm like, I said sorry 3 times. If you didn't hear it the first 3 times, then go fuck yourself.
Dude, sometimes it's true. It's like, it's comedy. But yeah, no, sorry. Thanks for listening, you guys. Love you. It's always fun. We'll see you sometime whenever we record the next one.
Bye.
Bye.